Oh yeah, absolutely. This next one was, I gotta say, just not it wasn't very good for me. I'm pretty embarrassed to even talk about it, to be honest.
It's how it goes sometimes. Yeah. So Islam Makhachev. Are there any doubters left? I mean, Islam Makhachev, rear naked choke, 2 minutes 38 of round number 4. Yeah, I had him parlayed up with who? Mateusz Gamrot. Keep it real. Phenomenal parlay, absolute casher, caps off an incredible night for me. Yeah, he's the heir apparent. I mean, the guy's lost one fight. He overextended, got caught. Again, a fight that I think probably got stopped too soon. I think a fight he probably recovers and goes on to win. What is there to say? Here's something I got to say. If you watch the final countdown before this card, you probably heard me say, I think you split a unit between a round 4 Makhachev finish and a round 5 Makhachev finish. Round 4 plus 1,200. I could feel it in my bones. Al, my God, it comes through. Folks in the chat, if you watched it, if you placed that bet, because listen, I watched the chat, right? People said, yo, I like it. I hit it. I mean, if you're cashing a half unit plus 1,200 on Islam Makhachev, it probably doesn't matter how you did gambling on any of these other fights. You probably came out profitable tonight. Islam, he's huge for this division. His wrestling, now that Habib's gone, probably the best. His Dagestani jiu-jitsu, just next level. I mean, Thiago Moises absolutely got saved by the bell at the end of the second round. That armbar from Mount, that transition, literally the exact same situation we saw Habib hit Justin Gaethje with. From Mount, they get the leg up over the shoulder, and they either get to choose. Do I want triangle? Do I want armbar? Whichever presents itself, they go for. Thiago Moises, he survives. The sky's the limit. I think Islam Makhachev, like I said, I've said it for weeks. I've said it for years, honestly. It's just a matter of time. The guy's the most ducked fighter in UFC history. I'll applaud Thiago Moises for even getting in here and taking the fight. The only thing that slows down Islam Makhachev is the inability to get people to go into that octagon with him. I mean, imagine essentially fighting a guy with Habib's skill set, but doesn't sell like Habib. You're not getting the name value. You're not getting the payday. I mean, it's like a lose-lose situation to go in there and fight this dude. But at this point, they're just going to have to strong arm. They got to get the guy fights. The biggest, like I truly believe the biggest opponent to Islam Makhachev not getting gold is the fact that people just refuse to fight the guy.
Yeah.
Man, phenomenal performance. Moises had a couple good looks. I mean, worked for a leg lock at one point. Other than that, all one-way traffic. Islam Makhachev, he's the truth. He's the real deal. He's the heir apparent. Habib is gone. It's okay. We've got Islam Makhachev. Al, tell me what you think of this guy.
Oh yeah, he's on. It's like, when you the phrase "the sky is the limit" is used too much. Obviously, it's like a joke almost to us, but when you look at the rankings and you go through them and you look at potential opponents, Dan Hooker probably won't take it. Obviously, Connor, no. RDA, who he called out, no. I mean, he'll probably have to, but like Tony, no. Chandler, probably not. Dariush, maybe. Gaethje, probably not. Like, these are all guys that, why they're just saying, why would they want to fight him? And these are all guys that are above him in the rankings, but they're, there's obviously a fear of this guy, right? And he's just fighting down the rankings his entire career. And the reason that I say that I was embarrassed is because I was on Moises in this fight. And the reason that I was because just, the same thing that I've said many times. When I'm on a fighter, he cashes. you just let it ride. And I was on Moises against Michael Johnson, against Bobby Green, against Hernandez, and those are all at big plus money. So, and I also thought, Drew Dober. You compare Drew Dober, who Makhachev was only like a minus 400 favorite against. I feel like with some weird MMA math, you compare Dober's ability to finish a fight as compared to Moises, and I feel like Moises probably had more tools than Dober, and Moises is a bigger underdog. So I was slightly on Moises here, and just not. I'm surprised he lasted as long as he did. It seemed like a lesser fighter probably would have been finished a lot sooner. And Makhachev with the cashed at plus 145 to win inside the distance, plus 380 to win by decision. 9-1 in the UFC since 2015, since his debut in 2015, with 5 of his 9 wins coming by stoppage. He now has, he had it before this fight, but he has the second longest lightweight division winning streak, second to Charles Oliveira. And I was just thinking when they showed that, how amazing would a Islam Makhachev Charles Oliveira fight be? Like, that's just a purist's dream. That's just an unbelievable fight. And Oliveira is the type of guy that if Makhachev is able to get up the ranks, he won't duck him because he's the champ. But yeah, that's a super fight, in my opinion, Makhachev, as far as just all around MMA purist and just as a fan of the sport, that's an unbelievable fight. And inside the distance between, I mean, he's on a roll now where we've seen him, with these stoppage victories. It almost seems like when we saw him in the corner, in his corner with being told, your stand up is great. You can probably go 25 minutes and just pick this guy apart, but they want to finish. So go to the chain wrestling, go to what's made you who you are, and put this guy away. And he's. I mean, who's gonna beat him? To be honest, like out of those guys that I mentioned, Hooker, Poirier, McGregor, RDA, Chandler, Ferguson.
Oh my gosh, Ferguson! Hey, I honestly, you just sparked something now. I saw kind of some, which don't get me wrong, it's not the UFC saying this. But I saw people, hey, they should have Tony Ferguson fight Islam. It's like the closest thing we'd ever get to Tony Habib. Do you have any idea what Islam Makhachev would do to the corpse, the ghost, the imposter, Tony Ferguson? That the 2021 Tony Ferguson? I mean, just the final nail in the coffin. I mean, literally start casket shopping. Islam Makhachev would tear mentally disabled Tony Ferguson limb from limb. Okay, and I'm here for it. I think it's a great fight. I mean, Tony Ferguson, even on a losing streak, is still name value and even probably rankings above a Thiago Moises. It's not a crazy thought. And let me tell you something. If Tony Ferguson took that fight, it'd be the biggest mistake of his life. I mean, Islam Makhachev, there's one path to victory to beat this guy. And it's you do what Adriano Moraes did and you hit that lucky puncher's chance, right? But I got bad news for people, okay? Because when it comes to the UFC lightweight division, Islam Makhachev absorbs the least amount of significant strikes of any fighter there's ever been. So statistically speaking, you have, of anyone on the roster, the smallest chance of knocking this dude out because he doesn't get hit. So how do you beat the guy? Puncher's chance combined with he doesn't get hit. How can the dude lose? I mean, just straight up. And don't get me wrong. It's cage fighting. Stuff could happen. I honestly feel like right now, the Islam we're seeing, this guy's most probable way to lose is like cut stoppage. You know, somebody hits him with an elbow, he does something, he gets a cut to the eye. Because I really don't see somebody outright going out there and beating this guy. I mean, I really do think it's inevitable. Dustin Poirier, Charles Oliveira, maybe somebody beats him along the way. But if you were to ask me, what are the odds that at some point in his life, Islam Makhachev wears UFC gold? I'm putting that, and I'm not even kidding, we're talking minus 3,500. I mean, I just think I really do believe it's an inevitability. Islam Makhachev will be a champion. Here's another thing I'm going to throw out there. This dude's so huge. He's cutting so much weight. And I'm going to take this opportunity right now to plant this seed. And if you guys would like to come back to this video in maybe a year and a half, 2 years, I think there's a chance we're talking about this guy not just being a champion at 155. I think there's a chance that this guy can end up being your champion at welterweight as well, right? As he gets older, as the weight cut continues to get harder, I think this guy can be your 155-pound champ. I think at some point he can move up and be your 170-pound champion. And who's to say that this guy can't do both at the same time? I mean, that's how high I am on Islam Makhachev. What is there left to say? I think I've said it all, Al. What hit me with anything that I haven't said. Al, is there anything more I can say about how high I am on I'm going to call him the Prince of Dagestan, Islam Makhachev?
Yeah, like if he were to move up, you know, he's only 29 years old, so there is a pretty good chance that he will have to move up because of just about his frame. And if he moves up, I feel like there's more opportunities for matchups because it's just a complete logjam at lightweight, and all these guys don't want to fight him. You know, he called out RDA, and I guess that's the fight that makes the most sense. And that would probably be the last time that we'll see Rafael dos Anjos, because Makhachev is just going to destroy him. And hopefully he's not as big of a favorite as he is as he was in this fight. And yeah, basically the only guy that I would favor against him is Habib. You know, like I would say Oliveira probably an underdog, right?
Oof. Damn, Al, dude, that's a great question, man. I don't know. I mean, well, first off, listen, I don't even know if that's Oliveira's got to get past Poirier first. You know what I mean? So, but man, theoretically speaking, Al, dude, that's a tough one, man. Like, you know, Oliveira looks so damn good. Gosh, you might be right, though. I mean, depending on who Islam fights between now and then, if Oliveira can hold on to that gold, Al, you might be right, man. We might be talking about a situation where the challenger comes in the favorite over the reigning champion. It wouldn't surprise me one bit. I'll be honest. I think even right now, I favor him. I favor Islam to beat Charles Oliveira. I think Oliveira is going to have to do something real slick, and he's going to have to find probably a real rare sub, just a position where he's going to have to catch Islam. And man, I really don't catch his chance. I don't like his chances. I mean, this guy showed us tonight his ability to nullify submission attempts, and you're going to be on bottom. You know what I mean? It's not like Oliveira is going to be on top of him and hit an armbar. You're going to be on bottom. It's just that simple. I mean, this guy picked up and laid down Thiago Moises the way you put a 4-year-old to bed who fell asleep on the car ride home. You know what I mean? Like, this dude is just it. All right. And I've seen enough. Islam's the future. I've been shouting it from the rooftops for a couple years now. And sure enough, it's manifesting. And we saw it tonight. And minus what? He went off minus 700. Might as well have been minus 7,000. I mean, minus 700 was value. Okay. Speaking of which, I got to say this, and this is not a joke. I saw a tweet from a man, Rockstar Z, right? Z's MMA on Twitter. I believe the number he said he saw in his book was Islam Makhachev live going into the fourth round, minus 50,000. Okay. I mean, are you kidding me? That is insanity mode. Yeah, Islam Makhachev. I hope I threw into the people tonight, man. I hope a lot of people threw that unit, that half unit, that quarter unit on round 4. Great numbers. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Islam Makhachev probably getting main events from here on out, probably getting 5-round fights. My man's going a solid 5. And those round 4 and 5 props, I'm gonna be sizing up and looking to hit just about every time, unless I think he's gonna go out there and just blow through a guy before we even see championship rounds. But Al, should we start taking a look ahead? Is there anything you want to add to the legend of Islam?